the way that we're told that this works is that we get to talk for a little while, and then we're going to take questions from you guys. Is that cool? Because I was always a big fan of Inside the Actors Studio, and I always wanted to play James Lipton. So I have I have a stack
now
of cards.
Now you're James Lipton tonight.
I am.
Oh, yes.
I've even got kind of a creepy beard and everything. So I went onto Twitter and asked my Twitter followers to come up with questions for you.
I know.
And
I saw.
I've taken out a lot of them. Giada, I've taken out a lot of them.
What were they? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to know. But here was the very, very first one that came up that I want to ask you.
Okay.
And this came from somebody who follows both you and I, both of us.
A lot of people follow both of us.
I know. Like 20 or 30, yeah.
No.
We
like
don't have a lot of
500,000 of
crossover.
mine follow you.
How many? 100,000 of yours follow me? Is that what you just said? Okay, so this is the most in-depth kind of journalistic probing question that we'll have all night long, which I'm saying with a big
and that's
like
on a Post-it. Oh,
yeah.
it's not on a Post-it.
It's not on a Post-it note because I save those. Those are only for Twitter. I use index cards for everything else. So this is the question. How long does it take you, Giada, to prepare comebacks to use against Alton's wit, charm, and intellect? Take your time.
Merely seconds, quite frankly. It's super easy.
Okay, that went well. Let's move on to another question.
Okay, ask me a better question. Come on.
Here, okay. Do you know the way to Flavortown?
Is it on Bourbon Street?
You don't get it. Never mind.
No, I don't get it.
You don't Flavortown? You don't. Okay,
No.
never mind. You don't
Did
know
you
the way
watch
to
Jimmy
Flavortown.
Fallon? I can't play
No,
any of these games.
You can't play these games.
I suck at games. You
have
can't tell?
Okay. In other words, pop culture questions are going to fly right by you. All right. What music do you cook to? Or do you?
I do.
You like to have music on when you're cooking?
Yeah.
When you're just cooking at home?
Right.
What do you
Well,
listen to?
lately it's Katy Perry because Jade loves Katy Perry.
Good role model.
I like Katy Perry. Actually, she likes Rihanna even more, and that's really not a
that's
good role
scary.
model.
So, because Jade's with you a lot in the kitchen, your kitchen's...
I try to. I feel like getting... 2 people just left.
2 people just left? Well, their appointment came up at the Genius Bar. Don't forget to tip your servers.
No.
ladies and-
The point being that I'm trying to get her interested in cooking, and I feel like playing music, she gets excited, and she wants to be in the kitchen. So we sort of make it a fun game if it's music that she likes.
Do you think that she is going to be naturally inclined to be in the kitchen?
For now, she is naturally inclined to be in the kitchen,
Yeah.
but I think it's just because that's the way she likes to communicate and hang out with her mom. I don't know if that's going to happen long term, but when she finished preschool last year, she...
Sorry. Ignored them.
Her teacher came to me and said that every time a kid was upset in class or got dropped off by their parent and started crying, that she would put her arm around them and take them to the play kitchen and say she'd fix them something to make them feel better. So that's lovely. And so I feel like for
cool.
now... No, it is. And for now, she's really interested in it. Later on, I don't know.
My daughter only wants to show up in the kitchen if there's something to lick off of a beater. You know, like
That always
brownie
helps.
batter or
That
cookie
helps.
dough.
Yeah, that
then
helps.
she's there. And
But
then
your
as soon as
daughter's
that's
15
gone,
and mine is 5, so I'm sure by the time she gets to 15, that'll be the only
she's
thing.
13. She's
Okay.
13, but that's practically the
enough.
same thing. Yeah, it is. Okay. I actually think this is a really good question. What are 3 things that you think would make us all better cooks? It's a big universal question right now.
I think that preparation, planning is number 1. Organization is number 2. And then buying my book. Excellent, sir. And buying my book is number 3.
What, not
Love
all-
you. Thank you for that.
There are actually 7 of them, aren't there? Books?
Yes, but we're only talking about the
We're
last
only
one.
talking about. Well, I'll get to
Yes.
that in a moment.
Or subscribe to my e-mag.
Which is actually lovely. But 2 of the things that you immediately mentioned are actually things that happen before you ever start to cook.
Correct. A lot of stuff is about planning. I think there's many things in life. In order to actually execute something, you got to plan it first.
I like it.
At least mentally prepare yourself for it. Think about it.
What are 3 things that are always in your refrigerator? These are still Twitter questions. 3 things that are always.
My book. No. 3 things that are always
All right,
in my fridge.
I'm just going to skip to the questions about your book.
Hold on. Chocolate.
You keep chocolate in the
Wine.
fridge?
White wine. I do. I like chocolate cold because then when I put it in my mouth, it takes longer to melt, which means I'll eat less of it. It
Really?
lasts longer.
I could eat it just as quickly when it's cold. It's like I freeze Girl Scout cookies, but I can still eat an entire box of them in 6 minutes.
Okay. Savor every bite, Alton Brown. Every moment and every bite.
How do you really do that? Do you honestly?
Yeah, I really do that. So the third thing is
Well, no, I want to talk about savoring for a
arugula.
second. Arugula is always in your refrigerator.
Always.
Chocolate, white wine, arugula.
Those three things can get me through the day.
They taste like crap together, though.
Not really.
White, well, okay, like a Sauterne is okay with chocolate, but it
but I
tastes
can
bad with
make-
arugula. I mean, you don't have to eat them together. It was just a
That's
question.
right. You don't.
Okay. How did Giada happen? That was an actual question. And I think what they mean by that is how did Giada happen? What got you, what was the thing that kind of made you what you are now? What was the genesis of Project Giada, so to speak, that took you from what you were to what you are now?
A food and wine article that I did 12 years ago or 13 years ago now on my family and our food. And I was a food stylist at the time. I said yes to doing this article. And from there, Everyday Italian was born. Food Network saw it. Bob Tushman saw it. And he hired me to do Everyday Italian. And from that day on, my life has basically changed.
So your life hinged on one article that you wrote?
On one article published in Food and Wine magazine.
That's cool. I already did that. Who taught you to cook?
My grandfather and my Aunt Raffi.
And your Aunt Raffy's still around.
My Aunt Raffi's still around, and she's on my show from time to time, and is a
And
real
if I
hoot.
remember correctly, each week you and your aunt and your sister have Korean body scrubs. Is that true? You mentioned that in your book. I just would like to know more about what that's like, the experience of a
boy.
Korean
It is in my book.
body scrub. You mentioned, I read it
Okay.
over several times because and there was a picture of the three of you
There's
in
a picture
towels.
of the three of us in towels.
So
There
what,
is.
what happens during a Korean body scrub?
Well, first of all, you're in a room on a gurney,
Yeah,
in
on
a room
gurney.
with many other people.
A lot of other people.
It's not co-ed.
It's a mass scrub? I mean,
It's a mass scrub. It is a mass scrub. The girls are in
Yeah.
bikinis-ish. They're like
The girls doing the
bra and
scrubbing
underwear.
or you?
No, we're naked.
You're naked.
You're
How
butt
many?
naked.
How many of you are butt naked in this room with the
Oh,
Korean
like
chicks with the
15,
bikinis?
depending on the size of the room. 15, and all the gurneys are next to each other. Yeah. And then the ladies who are scrubbing you are in like lacy bikini top and bottom.
Okay.
And they're
okay.
scrubbing you, and it's warm in there, and they literally take a bucket of water and they just dump it on you
Dump it on your
to get you nice and wet.
naked,
and then they
supine
just
body there.
start scrubbing your entire from head to toe.
With
They'll
what?
give you a cucumber
like a
mask. They'll wash your
loofah?
hair.
What do
Huh?
they scrub you with?
Yeah, with a really intense loofah that sometimes can really hurt, and it gets everywhere. So you just close your eyes and go for it. And you can get a massage at the end if you like.
Oh, hell yeah. Who wouldn't want that?
You should try it. It's pretty amazing.
No, I shouldn't. No,
Oh, you're right. You're the man that doesn't even like massages, so maybe
I've
that
never had
won't
a
be for
massage.
you.
I've never had a massage, so I don't.
That
something
is
about
just-
that.
Yes, Alton said he doesn't like people touching him.
I'm not. I'm not touchy. How old are you?
Everybody knows how old I am.
I don't.
How old do you guys think I am?
43.
They said 18. Isn't that nice?
You talked about being 40 in your book.
43. Yes.
I was right. Favorite curse word?
The F word.
Okay, I can check that one off my list. If you ate, this is still a Twitter question, and I'm enjoying these. If you ate everything you wanted, what size would you be?
Oh God, 1,000 pounds.
I mean, if you could, if,
I
if
would
somebody
eat
just
chocolate
said,
cake, fudgy layered, gooey chocolate cake every frickin' day for every meal if I possibly could. If my body would let me, which it won't.
how do you know? Have you ever tried? I mean, have you
I
ever
did.
really tried
When
to
I
just
was
eat
a
whatever you
kid,
want?
I did.
Well, you talk about that in
For
your
a
book
whole
that you
weekend,
had,
yes.
but you said that it made you feel terrible.
Yeah, I threw up. I was really sick. And then I realized, okay, that was too much sugar. I think that my body can't take it.
But did you still think that you ate badly up until, because the real changing point for you that you talk about in the book was when you had Jade.
Yes. I ate badly. Yes, I did. I know it didn't
But
look
you
like
didn't,
I did.
You didn't get
Sugar-
like Jabba
sugar
the Hutt
was-
fat or anything. I mean, you.
I was a lot chunkier. I'll show you pictures someday.
Do you have some chunky pictures?
I got lots of chunky pictures. I ate a lot of sugar. Sugar was 90% of my diet. I lived on it. And you know what? You can do that when you're young, and then you realize when you get older you can't do it, especially not when you get pregnant. And so that all had to change. And I say in my book that I am much healthier today than I was my entire life.
Really?
Really.
So I read the whole book. I think it's your best book, by the way. And I'm planning on cooking my way through it because I actually think it is the most you of your books. You've been held for years to a tradition that you're part of and that is part of you. But this book is like it's you, and I think that's really good.
This book is definitely me. A lot more of me than I've ever. You know, we both write cookbooks.
But
you can definitely put up a wall with a cookbook. You don't have to divulge your innermost sort of secrets. And I have done that with this book.
Like Korean body scrubs.
Like Korean body scrubs. And my face wash. And there's pictures in there that, my husband
do you
was
really,
like, what?
Do you really do the ice thing? Okay.
I really do the ice.
Morning thing, you get up and you drink 2 glasses of warm water with lemon.
Yep.
What's the lemon do?
The lemon cleans out your system.
Really?
Yeah. It detoxes your liver.
And then you do the yoga.
Yep.
And then you dunk your face in a sink of ice water.
Okay, so when you're 43 and you travel a lot, like I've been on airplanes for the last 3 weeks on book tour, as a 43-year-old woman, you get puffy when you don't sleep enough. I know. It happens.
No.
You will all see when you get to my age. It does happen. So my grandmother taught me, my grandmother was an actress. She taught me that you put you put a bunch of ice in a sink, okay? You put a little bit of water, and you dunk your face in it, and you keep it in there as long as you can. It shrinks everything, so it takes down all the puffiness. It's a lot better for you than taking diuretics or whatever else people take to get puffiness down, and it works. So, and you can get ice at any hotel anywhere. It's free, so it's the best way to do it.
I do the same thing, but with martinis.
I'll try that sometime. Not sure I'd show up to work quite the way I should, but I
noticed in your morning routine, because then you talk about eating breakfast, and if you're traveling, it's at least fruit, usually a banana, and a hard-boiled egg. You get some kind of protein and you get some kind of fruit. You made no mention in your morning routine of coffee whatsoever. Is that not part? Is that because I would?
It is.
Okay. You happen to leave that out. So tell me where in the morning routine between the 2 glasses of water, the yoga.
Oh, no, 2 glasses of water have to be the first thing that goes in your body.
Okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't work. It has to be the very first thing you ingest.
Because you're making up for the dehydration of the night.
Correct.
Right.
So
okay,
it's got to be the first thing. If it isn't the first thing, just forget it. Skip it altogether. Wait till the next day. It doesn't work otherwise. Then yoga. And then with breakfast, that banana, I have an Americano.
That you put the agave
2 shots.
That you put agave in.
That I put agave, and now I'm trying to get off of agave a little bit and doing xylitol instead,
What's that? What?
Xylitol. It sounds awful, but it's actually like a sugar supplement, but it's natural.
Okay. I haven't heard of that one.
I'll show it to you.
Well, I'm going to try
When we
your
do
morning
Food Network
routine.
Star, I'll bring you some.
What?
When we do Food Network Star in January, I'll bring you some.
Well, you've already taught me a few things about beverages on Food Network Star. That trick with the orange and the tequila is really good. I like that one. Thank you. Okay, so you do drink coffee because I was worried about that. Okay, I've already asked. Here, describe a Korean body scrub in detail. You've already done that.
I did that for you.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be a supermodel. I think somebody else said that.
On what planet? Oh, shut up.
It's because someone asked Alton Brown in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the same question, and he said he'd be a supermodel.
Well,
so
that's the only other option I really have.
They told me that when I was on tour, so I thought it was funny enough.
Seriously, was there ever a point where you thought, maybe I'm not going to do this food thing, I'm going to do something else?
Yeah, I'd be a race car driver.
A race car driver? Mm-hmm. Well, you're Italian, you could totally have done that.
I've done it, and that's what I'm telling you. I love it.
That would be so freaking cool.
I did it in Monaco. A Formula 3 car. It was freaking phenomenal.
You need to get a team.
You want to be on my team?
That would be very, very cool. I'll be your pit boss. I'll be your pit boss.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
It was very exhilarating. A race car driver. There you go.
That's like the best answer of all time.
There you go. You can have it.
I'd be an astronaut.
That would be cool, too. Actually, I think I want to be an astronaut.
Hey, during the, you obviously put a lot of work into the new book. And you used a lot of ingredients that I've never seen you use in any of your other books. And yes, I actually have all your other books and read them.
Because I gave it to him.
No, I bought 2 of them.
One.
No, I bought 2 of them. You gave me the rest of them. Anyway, what I'm wondering, was there an ingredient that you discovered while making this book, while putting this book together, that you wasn't part of your pantry before, that now you really don't want to be without? Because there's a lot of stuff in there that you have not ever used before. Well, in a book.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I haven't used before. You know, I've been using almond flour, brown rice flour, coconut oil, coconut flour, in testing a lot of these recipes, really for the book. And also because when you have a young child, and there's so many kids around us that have all these allergies, I try to find substitutes. I think that probably coconut flour, I hate to say it, but I'm not a coconut fan, so it was really difficult for me to actually ingest coconut flour. Although I found that make for really great cupcakes, especially chocolate cupcakes, because the chocolate hides the flavor of the coconut. So I'd say a lot of those flours are probably the most unique thing that I hadn't used before. Chia seeds were also new for me. I hadn't used chia seeds before. My chia seed pudding in the book is quite delicious. So,
why did you even get involved with coconut flour? Well, what about it made you think that you needed to use it?
Because I had a lot of friends who have children Jade's age who cannot have wheat, who are gluten-free, who can't have, you know, dairy, can't have this, can't have that. And I found that those other flours work really well and give cupcakes and cakes and things that children love the same texture that regular white flour does. And that I was looking to, because, you know, young children, they know the difference. And they just do. Once you've had a regular cupcake, you're not going to want to eat the dense, heavy, almond flour-filled cupcake. So I was trying to find things that would lighten things up and still make it attractive to the child. And that's why I went that direction. And it actually works really well.
You use quinoa in that book.
I've used quinoa for a while, ever since my trip to
I'm
Peru.
curious, but I'm not won over yet. I'm still on the fence on quinoa.
I went to Peru several years ago, now 7 years ago maybe now.
A lot
And
of quinoa.
that's when, basically I lived on quinoa the entire time. And I was addicted to quinoa. And from then on, I started playing with quinoa. And I use quinoa pastas for Jade. I use a lot of quinoa.
Pasta. And do they add up? I mean, you're Italian, for gosh sakes.
Texture's a little different,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know.
Hey, one of the people on Twitter asked, and I thought it was a pretty interesting question, why is it that pasta, while we're on the subject, why is it pasta is so much better in Italy than it is in this country?
Because of the flour and the water. You just can't. You just, listen, we can get close to making food that you have in Italy, France, wherever, but the soil and the water are completely different, and you can't replicate it. You just can't. Are you going to clean up your own mess, or are you expecting someone else to clean it up for you?
No, people are going to pick those up and sell them on eBay. What's it going to say on your gravestone?
Wow. Okay. What is it going to say on my gravestone?
Should you have a say?
I may not, you know.
I know. We can come
Fabulous
back to it later.
daughter. I'm wonderful mother. No, I just think I think that if I was going to be remembered for anything, it'd probably be for my smile. So something that has to do with a smile. I really don't want to think about my death and
Yeah,
it's
it brings
just very
everybody kind of
morbid.
down. Yeah,
Thanks,
I kinda
Alton.
wish that-
Thanks for
yeah.
totally changing the feel in this room.
I feel bad that I've done that. Do you have a recipe in the book that if you were going to choose one out of the entire book, you would say this is the one? This is freaking amazing. You would never believe how good this is for you.
Oatmeal with olive oil. How many of you guys have ever had oatmeal with olive oil?
I have. It's freaking awesome. That's really
See,
good.
nobody else has. I just want to say the easiest thing in the world. Anybody can make it anywhere. But why doesn't anybody eat oatmeal with olive oil?
I don't know, because nobody told them to.
Right. I'm telling you to try it. It's phenomenal. No. You in the red hat. You just shook your head. No. I'm telling you that you should try it because it is so delicious. It is absolutely divine. It truly is. Yep. For breakfast, that is. So that you don't start your day with sugar. You just try it. You don't like it, never make it again. But I think that kind of defines this book a little bit because it shows you how simple it is to make changes in your diet that really add up and really make a difference long term in your health.
First thing I cooked out of that book, I made the chocolate pudding with avocado.
How was it?
Well, I'm a big fan of using avocado as fat replacement and other things. I make an avocado ice cream, but I liked it a lot. I had not used it with chocolate before. Mine didn't come out quite as chocolatey as the one in the picture, but, you know, I think it was me. It was me. It was totally me. It wasn't the recipe. It was me. But it was delicious. And you know what's interesting?
Depends on what kind of chocolate you used. If you use the cheap stuff, it doesn't work as well.
That's all that I had.
Go figure.
Like, I stole a Hershey bar out of my
You're right.
my
You're in
daughter's-
Atlanta, so that
Yeah.
might happen to you.
So that's how we're going to be. Okay. But the truth is I think that recipe is a very good example of what you're doing in the book because you use a perfectly serviceable fat replacement. I mean, you're using avocado for what avocado actually is.
Correct.
Not what your perception of it is.
Correct. I want to change the perception of ingredients and food, and I want people to understand that they can still have all the things that they crave. You just give it a different spin so that your body is happy. The whole idea with this book is that you're not on a diet. It's not deprivation that I'm asking you to do or try. It's changing the way you think about the types of food that you eat and trying new combinations, because we are feeding ourselves poison half the time, and eventually you will pay the price. It happens down the line. And I think that if you can eat food that makes your body feel good, your body will pay you back by having more energy, feeling more vibrant, being happier in the end. I think a lot of people walk around unhappy because they don't feel good. They physically don't feel good. And a lot of it has to do with what you're eating.
I think probably 60 to 70% of it's what you're eating.
Yeah, but you can change it. Every day that you're on this planet, you can make a change for the better for your body. And your body will pay you back by making you feel fantastic. Thinner, happier, skin will be clearer. All of those things that we all look for.
Well put. You say in the book, eat a little of everything, but not a lot of anything.
That's my motto.
Is that your motto? Is that it?
You've seen me eat.
I have.
I eat a little bit of everything
You
and not a lot of anything.
do. I've never seen you eat more than about 4 bites of any one particular thing, but you do eat everything. And people ask me, does she eat? I'm like, yeah, she eats. She doesn't clean her plate. But,
I don't clean a plate,
No.
ever.
Well,
In
you
fact,
cleaned
I
a
make.
salad plate once.
Oh, I did clean a salad plate once. I was really hungry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I eat a little bit of everything. Even on set, when we've ordered foods from different places, remember, like Soul Sausage? I
Yep.
eat like a few bites of everything, but I don't eat a lot of any of it.
And then I eat all the rest of it.
And then Alton and Bobby finish everything.
Yeah.
There you have it.
That's not completely true.
No, I'm just teasing you.
Somebody on Twitter wanted you to explain Dune. We'll skip
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you answer for your grandfather's
you.
interesting decision-making
I appreciate
processes. What's up
But
with
you know,
Dune?
he did Dune. It was a deal between him and David Lynch.
David Lynch.
David Lynch wanted to do his movie
Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet. My grandfather wanted to do Dune. So in order for my grandfather to get David to do Dune, he said, I'll finance Blue Velvet. I'll make your dream project come true. You're going to do Dune, which is mine. So that is why those 2 movies were made.
And Blue Velvet ended up making a lot more money than Dune did. But hey,
You know,
that's
you
the way it
win
goes.
some, you lose some, but he was still,
What do you feel like you learned from him, from Dino?
that hard work pays off.
Because he was a great salesman. You've told me
I've
stories
always
about what a
said,
great
yeah,
salesman
my
he was.
grandfather was the best salesman. I don't know that I've actually learned to sell myself that well. I'm really good at selling other people. I'm not really that great at selling myself.
Well, I think you've done okay. Yeah, you've done well. You believe in yourself, and you
Yeah, but I
do
don't
what
go
you
out
do
there and really if I'm going to sell myself, I try to do it in a very, not in a blatant, in-your-face kind of way. Just sort of a very sort of behind, like, backdoorish type of way.
What bugs you about the food world? That's the last one I'll ask you from Twitter. Somebody wanted to know
What bugs me
you
about the food world is that people look at me and they always say, it's not possible that she can look like that and cook so well. And that people don't believe I ever eat. Or they think that I go and spit it out or something of that nature. That we have such sort of a messed up way of thinking about food and the relationship to food is that we can't possibly think that anybody could be healthy looking and still enjoy food. It bugs me because to this day I still fight that.
Well, because we
That
live in a culture where,
stereotypical,
where good chefs are fat.
I know, but
I mean,
why?
growing up in the 60s and 70s, all the images of chefs were you big roly-poly dudes in tall hats and big aprons and, girls that look like you didn't cook much. But it's not true.
Correct, it's not true. So I'm here to prove that. 12 years later, I'm still fighting the same fight. But it's all right. I mean,
Do you feel like that's a battle you'll ever win?
No.
You gonna keep trying?
Yeah.
All right, talk about your magazine then.
Have you looked at it?
I do. I like your magazine. I like your digital magazine.
It's a small little project that I finance with my publisher. And it's a way for me to talk to everybody on an immediate level that's a few more characters than Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. And it's weekly. And because it's a digital magazine, I can come up, the information can be processed up to a week before you guys see it. So it's very immediate, which I think is missing with regular magazines. They work 6 months.
Oh, long lead, 6 to 8 months. Yeah.
And I think that those stories are long gone by the time we get to when we read it because of Twitter and social media. So this is a way for me to kind of chat about the things that matter to me, to curate other talent, my family, my friends, anybody who is in, my world, to allow them to speak, and to inform you and arm you with stuff that I think is interesting, and hopefully people will give me feedback about what they want to see in the digital magazine. 7 stories for 7 days, short, concise, new recipes, all sorts of different stories with great photos, and I don't know. I think that hopefully it's a bit unprecedented because nobody really does that. There are digital magazines, but they're all based on magazines you can find at the newsstand. So this is new. It's the only way you can get it is if you subscribe online. Right now, we're available on iPad and iPhone. As of next weekish, I think, we'll be available. I don't see my girl. No, she left. As of next week, it'll be available on all platforms.
I like it because of the immediacy of it, and it doesn't take a huge amount of time to read. But there is a definite sense that it's very immediate. It's not like you wrote this 3 months ago.
No.
There's a real sense. Yeah, you've got it up. Is it up on the screen? Yeah. Can you put it up on the screen?
So that's the Brooklyn issue.
Yeah.
I was fascinated with Brooklyn.
Well, you should be. It's an awesome place.
It's an awesome place. I don't think enough people know about it, and I wanted people all over the country to see what it's about. And so I spent the weekend, actually one day, Sunday, on my day off. I went with Julie, who does my makeup because she's super fun to hang out with, and my publisher, and we went around and just sort of checked out everybody, all the special places in Brooklyn that make Brooklyn unique and fun, and all different types of things. Food, jewelry, my friend Adam Richmond, because he grew up there, restaurants and wine bars, a place where they make chocolate and bourbon, all sorts of fun things that go on there.
How do you have time to do this? You're so busy.
It was my one day off.
Yeah, but I mean the magazine in general. I mean, how do you
It takes a
manage
long time. But you know what? Like you do your podcasts. I like to do new things, and I like to sort of be able to have interaction with my fans that's different than everybody else. 5 years ago when I was pregnant for Jade, I was offered to do a magazine. I did not want to because I felt in the end of the day that I was obviously pregnant and going on a new adventure, and I didn't know where this adventure would lead me, and I didn't also want to do a magazine that would take so much time. And I also think magazines are sort of, because they're not of the moment anymore, and we are of the moment. We live moment by moment, and so I feel like this is a really great way to bring information out to everybody that's timely.
Well, I'm jealous enough of it to want to do my own.
And there's others,
so.
yeah. Oh, great. Fab. Oh, great. Fantastic.
So I'm going to do one now. No, kidding. I wouldn't possibly dare to dream about that.
Fabulous.
So,
great.
Do you want to answer some questions
Yeah,
for
let's
them
do
now? Okay. Anybody out there have a question for Giada? All right. How about we go with this guy who's waving his arm
For
first?
Alton or Giada. It doesn't just have to be Giada.
No, just Giada. I'm not
Nope,
answering
just,
freaking
no,
question.
either one.
I'll answer questions about Giada. Go ahead, sir.
Raise your hand.
Right there. Yeah, standing up would be good. Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Yoshi. By the
Hi,
way, I
Yoshi.
love Dune. Sting was great in this movie. Yeah.
Oh,
remember
Sting, yes, he was. He was great in Dune.
But this is miracle because I'm a huge fan. I watch, every day Italian and Giada at home.
Oh, thank you.
So I learn lots of, unique, cooking,
Are you from
skills.
Japan?
Yeah, I'm Japanese. Yeah.
I have a lot of Japanese fans. I need to get to Japan.
You are so huge in Japan, actually. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
see,
learned
my
lots of
publisher, I'm
cooking
huge in
skills
Japan.
from you. So thank you. Then your daughter Jade, she's so cute. She's like angel. So I'm so glad because
Thank
she
you.
can help you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
my question, okay. First, what's your favorite guilty pleasure dessert except like a big gooey chocolate cake? And what's your least favorite food? Least favorite.
So
Yeah,
what's
Start with
my
yours.
biggest
Start.
what's
You're-
my biggest guilty pleasure beside chocolate cake? Come on.
I don't know.
Oh, come on,
Then,
Alton.
wait, one more. Sorry. Then you
Come
are
on,
so
Alton.
funny.
You know.
No,
Sorry. You are so funny. So you should be on TV like this.
I should be on
Yeah,
TV.
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that. So, what?
He said you should be on TV like this.
Oh, like this.
He
I thought
didn't
you
say
meant
you
TV
should
in
be on
general.
TV. He knows
No.
you're on TV
No,
already.
maybe not. Japan, things are different. I'm not big in Japan. Like
What's my-
Godzilla's big in Japan. So what's your biggest?
No, come on. You know what it is.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Yes,
Your
you
biggest
do.
splurge food?
What did I teach you how to make?
You mean the tequila with the oranges in it?
Yes!
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila.
And then the
With a
thing I
little
like, I
The least.
the
Did you say the
least.
least? What's your least favorite food?
my least favorite food is green peppers.
Green bell peppers?
Yeah, oh.
I freaking hate green bell peppers.
Yes.
I think they should be eradicated. I would
do too.
fund the
But
design
Mexican
of a
food is
virus that
everywhere.
would destroy all of the green
I
bell
hate
pepper.
green peppers.
And you know what? I don't much care for the orange ones, the red ones, or the yellow ones either. I don't like
I
bell
actually
peppers.
care for the orange and the red and the yellow ones.
'Cause that's just green
They
ones
don't
that grew
care
up.
for me.
Oh. Do you get
Bell
the poopies?
peppers?
Do you get the poopies?
I don't get them.
Do you get the gassies? Do you make?
Yes,
Do you
that's why I don't
toot?
eat them.
Do you toot?
You know, I saw on Twitter someone said, I can't imagine Giada has ever.
Farted?
Yes.
I've been downwind of that, and let me tell you right now. All right, let's. How about another question? This gentleman right here. Go ahead, sir. We'll get that microphone to you quickly.
Awesome. Hey, guys.
Hey.
So my question, I just recently moved to New York, and so eating healthy, where would you recommend a really good place for me to shop or to eat out at?
Dude, I live in Atlanta.
I live in LA.
She lives in LA.
No, I would just, you know what I'd say to you is that you can eat anywhere you want. I always, when I go to a restaurant though, I will be honest, I will order 2 appetizers instead of a main course. And if I have to order a main course because I don't like the appetizers, then I order the main course and I only eat half of it. If you don't think you have that kind of self-control, tell them to pack up the other half and only bring you half. And you'll eat the other half for lunch the next day. But that is the best way to do it. And try to get all sauces on the side at all times. I don't care if it's a very light vinaigrette. Get it on the side. Any meat sauce, any sauces, always on the side because that's where the calories are set and fat.
I was thinking about on the side.
Everything on the side.
Everything.
I go
yeah,
to
on the
eat
side.
out and I'm like, everything on the side. Just bring it all on the side.
I'm big on appetizers. I mean,
me too.
I will just eat off appetizer menus most
Me
of the time.
too.
Yeah.
There's just the off chance once in a while there's something, there's
Or you
nothing on
split
there.
something, you know, if you're with somebody and you can split a steak or something like that. All right, how about a girl? Girls ask a question. Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hey.
My question is, with all the times you've judged on other people's food, you know, during Chopped or at any other show, have you ever eaten something really bad, and it caused you to, you know, feel have the stuff
runs
the
or throw
runs? And if you did, what was your remedy?
Puke it up. You know, I think probably one of the most disgusting things I had was on your show, Cutthroat Kitchen, and you knew that I was eating it because you're evil. And what was it again?
I don't know.
Remember, it was the chicken in the can.
It was bad. It was something that was really bad, and you choked it down. I mean, you had to concentrate on swallowing.
Have you ever watched his show, Cutthroat Kitchen? Okay, so you know that the judge has
Doesn't-
to taste the food,
Yes.
and that he doesn't have to.
But I don't have to.
Yeah. But he knows what they used.
Uh-huh.
And so he didn't even give me a warning.
Well, that wouldn't have been fair.
He's lovely. He's
It wouldn't
lovely
have
like
been
that.
fair.
Anyhow, it was, I think, a whole chicken that is in broth and it's canned.
Yeah, it was a canned whole chicken.
It's a canned whole chicken that they had to puree, and she made some nasty mousse or some.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was so disgusting. I didn't puke it up though. I ingested it and it stayed down.
You're good.
But I will say I had several sips of tequila to like feel like was killing the bacteria that had entered my system.
I don't eat food on things like Iron Chef anymore because in the very, very beginning of Iron Chef America, I ate food that had something in it that I was allergic to and didn't know that it was there, and ended up in the hospital for 2 days. So
Shit.
yeah, I threw up for 13 solid hours.
What was it?
Until it was oyster broth. And I have an oyster intolerance that I developed in my 30s, but nobody told me. And I threw up so much that my blood pressure dropped to the point that my heart went into arrhythmia, and I ended up in a cardiac ward at St. Joseph's Hospital for a day.
Maybe you should tell people on Food Network Star that just nobody uses oyster broth.
I have. It's
Okay.
been taken care of.
Okay.
But that's when I just...
Because otherwise
it's
I'd pay money
really,
to
really
see it.
Careful. You would? You'd pay money to see that?
Just kidding.
All right, next question. Yes, ma'am, down there.
Can I give you a present?
Yeah, you can give her a present.
Is
Sure,
it
kid.
me
Go
or
ahead.
Alton?
No, she's looking at you.
And
you.
I didn't realize there was a child in the audience.
Yes, there's a child in the audience,
I
and
said
you have
bad
said
words.
things here tonight
you
which
made
have shattered.
me say them.
I didn't make you say anything. You just hopped right out with it. And look, she made you a present. You should feel so bad.
Oh my God, you're so...
What did she make you? Show it. What is it?
So she made a bracelet for
She made a bracelet for Jade. That's very good.
And a bracelet that says Giada.
That was very nice. Very, very nice. Give her a hug. And apologize for the terrible things you've done.
Oh my goodness! Sarah's 10 years old, and she made these two bracelets, and I have to say,
Thank
they're
you, Sarah. That was
just
very
adorable.
cute. You didn't make me anything.
Thank
It's
you,
fine.
thank you. Well, the little one could fit you, maybe.
No, I don't think my name's Jade. It's not right. That was very, very, very nice. All right,
Thank
another
you,
question.
Sarah.
Anybody else have a gift for Giada that you want to ever? How about this guy in the back? Go ahead. That's pretty cool.
I don't know how I follow that up, but
You can't.
yeah, I'll just sit back down.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you both for coming. First of all, I appreciate
welcome.
that. I had a food question and a not food question.
Let's try the food question and see how you do with that one.
All right, food question first is word on the street that is that Alton enjoys bourbon from time to time. I feel likewise. Not a bad
This is
beverage.
true. There's no way to confound that one.
So I didn't know if you had a recipe, whether for a cocktail or something else that involves bourbon that you'd
Yeah,
like to
I
share.
just did it this morning on the Today Show.
What did you do on the Today Show?
So, Brussels sprouts with bacon on a skewer, grilled, and then I make a bourbon glaze. Butter, it's like a caramel basically with bourbon. Butter, brown the butter, add some brown sugar, cayenne and salt, add the bourbon off the heat, put it back on for 2 minutes to cook. It gets nice and thick. And
Throw
I
away
brush
the
it.
Brussels sprouts. Put the sauce in a glass.
Having said that, I brush it on the Brussels sprouts and the bacon as it's on the grill. It creates this like bourbony, sugary crust on the Brussels sprouts and the bacon. Then I take the leftover glaze and I pour it over chocolate ice cream, baby.
Oh, there we go.
I'm
Come on over, Alton.
I'm so confused about the Brussels sprouts. But well, you heard it. All right, what's the non-food question? That was a good answer. You were sharp on
You
that.
could say one too. I
Oh,
think it
you
was
want one from
directed
me
at
as well?
both of us. Yes.
You take bourbon and you put it in a glass.
That's how I tend to
And you
enjoy it.
share it with your friends.
Sometimes you add an ice cube. Thank you, ladies
I
and
gotta write
gentlemen.
this down.
Yeah, I don't. That's all I got. All right, what was the non-food question?
Just sort of a silly question. If there was a giant Food Network kickball game, who would be the last one picked?
I don't know.
I don't
Depends
even
on who's doing
freaking.
the picking.
There's so many people on that network that we've never
I
even
mean, it
met.
depends on who's the captains
Yeah.
and who's picking. Because
Yeah.
I think if I was picking the last person, I can't tell you that. Can I say?
I mean, sure you can. You can do whatever you want. You're Giada De Laurentiis.
no.
You've already said
I
things
wouldn't want
in
to
front
hurt
of
any
children here.
I know.
that are-
My gosh, I'm really sorry, Sarah. That is just not right of me as a mother. Jeez. The last person. How about just the first few people picked?
No, it's not the same. That's not what he
All right,
asked.
last person
You're dodging
picked.
the question.
Well, I know who got. No. I went. No, what I was gonna say was I know who the last person Alton would pick.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No.
My last person I would pick.
I'll take Rachel. If you won't take her, I'll take her.
Oh no, I would. That would not be true. I actually had drinks with Rachel last night. I'm actually quite friendly with Rachel.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you would pick Guy actually.
Guy last?
Yeah.
Depends on who else was available.
Okay, you got partial answers there.
Yeah. That's all the best. That's as good as it's going to get for you. All right, anybody else? Anybody down? Yes, sir. Against the wall over there. You got a question?
So as you may be aware, New York kitchens are kind of an afterthought rather than an actual room. What's 3 items that you would have in a normal kitchen that you'd say you could do without in a compact living space?
Can I go? Because
for
I
it.
know what
Please
I would
answer.
get rid of.
No, just do it.
I would get rid of a cooktop. Because you know what? I could get an induction, a countertop induction cooktop. And that one or two of those will do everything that a regular cooktop will without taking up much space or generating a lot of heat that warms up the entire kitchen. So that's one thing that I would do.
That's good. I concur.
She concurred. What? I mean,
I was thinking more gadgets, like I'd get rid of half the junk that I have at my house. Like mixers and frickin' food processors. I mean, I like my little food processor from Target. It's actually nice because it's little. But a lot of the stuff
I love how you slip Target in there. That's nice.
I didn't really mean to. But I was thinking more gadgets, letting all the gadgets go. But I like your idea of the cooktop because that actually takes the most amount of space. And you're right. You technically, it doesn't look as sexy to have a bunch of inductions, but having said that, it doesn't make the kitchen look as good. But he is right.
There are a lot of New York restaurants.
You would keep an oven, wouldn't you?
I would keep an oven, but you know what?
You could do it a little toaster oven, though.
There are some very good convection toaster ovens now that are countertop, but typically that doesn't take up as much space. It's going to take up some storage space. No, but you could use it as storage. You could use an oven as storage. You're right. If you get rid of half of the crap that you don't need.
I just think we have too much junk in our life.
A lot of junk. Most of the people that in this country that expand their kitchens are only doing it not because they need more cooking space, but because they need more storage space for all the crap that they've accumulated.
Correct.
Mostly from Target.
Correct. I concur.
Was that a good enough of an answer for you? Great. The lady in the fleecy thing there. Go ahead, ma'am. 2 more questions. All right, 2 more. This is one of the 2.
Hello. First of all, I love your shoes.
Thank you. Burberry.
And my question was...
She likes your shoes, too. What are they?
I have no freaking idea.
My question was, what are your tips for creating the best roasted chicken?
For doing what with it?
Cooking.
Creating. Yeah. You want to answer?
Go ahead. You first.
I was going to say brining it, quite frankly. I've really been doing a dry brine, and I really like it. Smoked paprika and sage has been one of my favorites lately.
I butterfly them. Even if I don't have time to brine them, I cut out the backbones, I flatten them out, and I cook them right on an oven rack. Typically really hot, too, 450. In that area.
Hotter the better, by the way.
A lot of salt and pepper, and I'll do it over a pan of vegetables or something so that the vegetables roast in the fat that drips down out of the chicken because there's no reason to waste that flavor. But I don't do a lot of roasting of birds when they're whole anymore. I flatten them out. I cut those backbones out. I flatten them out. I do it with turkeys. I do it with chickens.
Do you do it with turkey too? You flatten it out?
I do. I do the exact same thing with a turkey. And I'll cook it over. I make a root vegetable panzanella that I put in the pan underneath the turkey and just let all those drippings go right down into it because I make gravy without drippings. And if I do it with Cornish hens, I actually cook them in a panini press.
I'm not a big Cornish hen person.
My daughter loves them because I can actually I can do 1 Cornish hen and my wife will eat half and my daughter will eat half.
It makes sense. I just don't really like them that much. But I like the idea of the turkey. That might be a good idea for Thanksgiving.
If you can get the backbone
out.
Although
my family might be bummed.
Really?
To see the turkey.
It's pretty. It's like a big brown meaty butterfly. And it's kind of
I might try that actually.
And it's very, very fast. You can cook a turkey in about 45 minutes.
Whatever you do, high heat. Rub that skin, get underneath the skin, add whatever seasoning you like. I'm into smoked salts and smoked paprika right now, and herbs. That's my favorite thing. Rub it with some kind of fat. Oil, I think olive oil is better than butter because it gives an even color, and high heat. That's what I would say would be the keys.
Giada De Laurentiis, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up for the magazine and buy the book because it'll probably save your life and keep you from catching diseases. Thank you.
And you can listen to Alton's podcast.